Good morning and welcome to Open Classroom. I'm Janet Gilliam, the Director of Professional Development for the Brown School, Washington University in St. Louis. So happy to have you with us this morning. For our participants joining us on Zoom, glad to have you with us. Throughout this webinar, you are muted. We can't see or hear you. We also can't call on raised hands, but the chat feature is enabled and many of you are already using it to say hello, your greetings, your comments and questions. We definitely want you to be a part of the conversation today. I want to thank and acknowledge Cynthia Williams, my friend, Brown School's Assistant Dean for Community Partnerships. She's co-hosting with me today, and she will be helping to moderate the chat as we move to the Q&A portion of the program. She can be your voice on this webinar. So here at Open Classroom, it's February, it's Black History Month, which is the celebration of the central role and significant contributions of African Americans that's been made to the nation's history, life, and culture. Today's webinar is a part of that. It's one part of a big offering that Cynthia has really led for our school. We also have video tributes and an entire website dedicated. I'm going to throw that in the chat for you. If you haven't checked it out, you'll want to. There's some really amazing stuff. I also want to share with you what we have coming up next week here at Open Classroom. On Tuesday, February 16th at 12:30, Susan Whitty from Columbia University is going to be sharing her research on reviewing the effectiveness of combination microfinance and HIV prevention interventions for women engaged in sex work. That's offered in partnership with the iChad Center here at WashU. And then on Thursday, February the 18th, 12:30, we have a Black History Month event featuring Dr. Sharita Butler Barnes. It's called Pro-Trump Era Resistance, Hope, and Mobilizing Among Black American Families. So definitely want to check that one out. But now let's talk about today's program. It is my great pleasure to present to you Heather Cameron, who's the Michael B. Kaufman Professor of Practice and Social Entrepreneurship at the Brown School. She's the founder of several prize-winning social enterprises in the fields of education and sports for community development, including Box Girls and Camp Group. Heather works all over the world, and she's actually in Germany right now, as an advisor and evaluator of development and education projects. We are so very lucky to have her passion and leadership at least partly focused here in St. Louis, and it's my pleasure to pass the microphone to her to begin today's program.
Well, thank you so much, Janet and Cynthia, for the opportunity to come here and help celebrate Black History Month by sharing some awesome stories about Black entrepreneurship in our city. And I'm here with Tyrone Lewis from Heru Urban Farming and Brandon from the original Family Smokehouse to talk about how they've been able to build businesses and create and work towards creating healthy communities here in St. Louis. So before we go to the two of them, I'd like to encourage you to continue to use the chat and ask questions. I know both Tyron and Brandon have some awesome products and things that you can get involved with, and they'll be also putting in some links that you can take a look at how to connect with them after this. But to start, Tyron, can you tell me a bit about how you wanted to become an urban farmer and what sort of work you're doing?
Oh, yeah. So my story, I started to become a farmer because simply one day I wanted some fresh produce. Well, I'm gonna give a background of me first. My background is when I graduated from high school, I got my BS in physical education and health. So my background is teaching and education. So I did 6 years of that. So that's my background of that. But I usually get my fresh produce, and where I live is on the north side. So I usually got to drive to get if I want some fresh produce, I have to go on the other side of town, which is Soulard Market or Tower Grove. So since one particular time, I wanted to go to a local grocery store by me. So I went to that local grocery store. I went in there. I didn't like what I saw at all. So I went to the same I'm at the same chain grocery store that I went to. It's in Midtown area, like on Lindell here in St. Louis. Went there. It was better than the one on north side, but it still wasn't quite what I expected, but it was much better. Then I went to a suburban area in Clayton. I went to that grocery store. It was way better. I mean, it was abundance of fresh produce. Everything looked good. And I was like, okay, let me take one more step. So I went to the one, same chain, went to that in West County. I went there, and West County is like deep suburbs, to me. So went there. It didn't even, first of all, the outside of the building didn't even look didn't even look like the same store that's in my neighborhood. Then I walked in, you see everything. You can close your eyes and just pick, and then, you got something good. You had people, we had a winery in there. You had people cooking sushi, all these nice things. So I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna do something about it. And that's what I did. So, so I went back to my community. This is 2017 at the time. So it was an open lot across the street from my house. And I'm just sitting down there just thinking about what I can do. And initially I was just thinking I just wanted to grow some fresh food, for my family. So, so I looked in, so I sat there and manifested whatever. And when I mean manifested, I manifested to the minute detail, like how the wind will blow through my hair and my arm when I'm over there in the garden, how the food's gonna smell, how will it look when I'm over there, the whole scenery, I mean, all the way down to the T. So I did that. Then stuff just started manifesting, I figured out about a garden lease, that the city of St. Louis offers for LRA property. As long as you're growing food on there, you can lease LRA property for 5 years for $5. That's what I did. And I just started growing food. Then, and then when I was over here, and in my community, I was here for like 3 years at first. No one even spoke to me. Like, I'm not really originally from this neighborhood, so I came here, no one spoke to me. So I started doing that. People started speaking to me, asking me questions. What you doing? What's going on? So, so I started interacting with the community more, started talking to them. And then, and that just started something. So that was back in 2018. That's 10,000 square feet. And now I'm at 4 acres. So, yeah.
Well, that's pretty amazing. We've got some pictures of your garden that we'll be able to take a look at a second. Brandon, can you say a bit about how Original Family Smokehouse got started?
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Brandon. How do we get started? I'm a plant-based eater. I'm a Black guy. In my family, I'm not speaking for all Black people. Everybody looks at me like I'm just weird because I eat plant-based. Most of my family members think I only eat rabbit food, think I'm only eating salads. They think, I'm a slim guy, so they're like, see, this all the plant-based food. So the mission of Original Family Smokehouse is to change the perspective of plant-based eating for my community with a profitable, top quality plant-based food experience. We started in 2017. The first event we did was called Conscious Fest. It was at an event called Conscious Fest. It was downtown on the landing, just a Black culture event, music, poetry, vendors, and plant-based food. Like I look back at the menu that I started with, it was crazy, ambitious. It was way too much going on for my first pop-up. For me, it was like, oh man, this is a disaster. But the response was, when I say overwhelming, it was great. Like, immediately after, like, social media just got flooded on the Instagram. It was just like, it's some little a fun thing I thought I was doing. And when I was in culinary school, like more than I even learned technique, I was just like, I can really figure out how to make some money doing this. With that event and the response that I got immediately, I knew for sure, like, I could do something that I love. I could really make a difference as far as, people's lives and, sort of slide it under the rug that, people are, this is healthier eating, but, it just tastes great. And just let people know, like, hey, you don't have to sacrifice taste, flavor, food that sticks to your ribs. You don't have to sacrifice that good food feeling just because you're eating plant-based. So yeah, we've been at it since September 2010. Definitely has been a journey. Yeah, and we're definitely trying to take it all the way to that next level this year.
Well, that's exciting. I know we're going to be able to hear a bit about where your pop-up might be popping up next after the snow gets off the street. Yes. So Tyron, I think I met you first at Scandalaris, just a shout out to our Entrepreneurship Center here, when you were pitching. And then you had the opportunity, as did Brandon, to work with the WePower Accelerator. So can you say a bit about why you chose to join the awesome folks over at WePower and the Elevate Elevar Accelerator, and a bit about where your business was when you came to it and where your business was leaving it?
Cool. Yeah, so I heard about the WePower Accelerator for first-time entrepreneurs for Black and Latinx individuals. So someone told me about it. Someone actually sent me an email about it, told me about, hey, you should try out WePower. You know, it's a new program starts. I'm like, oh man, that's cool. We need something like that over here. You know, we need resources and things of that nature. So I applied. I was lucky enough to be one of the 10 people to join for the first time. So that was awesome. I needed that at the time, to be honest with you. I needed that program at the time. At that time, to be completely transparent, you know, I had my business, but I thought I had it together, but I really didn't. So when I got in there, I mean, a lot of stuff opened up, you know, for me. Like, you know how that light bulb go up, like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to that. So what else to know? So for example, from even the standpoint of just looking down at your business from bird eye view, you know, things to take in consideration, like for example, like say for instance, if I'm buying some equipment for Hummers or whatever, I'm taking into consideration the distribution. I'm taking off of that. I'm taking off of okay, the traveling that gets there, like the gas, just get down to all to the minute detail. Like, okay, so then you're looking at your finances, like, okay, if that costs too much for me to purchase, and you know, maybe I need to get that because that makes sense. So just even stuff like that. I didn't have a website when I got into to the WePower Elevate Elevar program. I got that. We had accounting by Omega. They helped us out a lot with our books. I learned a lot about QuickBooks and things of that nature, and we needed that at that time as well. I hired 2 workers since then, a part-time and a full-time worker. I got a new logo made with them. I got other opportunities like resources, other grants. They hooked me up with Kiva for a loan, mentorship. They gave us a business mentor, also a wellness coach, which was much needed at the time, especially during COVID and we being so busy and everybody got jobs and being entrepreneurs and things of that nature. So that really helped us out a lot. Also a marketing plan, you know, break it down. Who is your most valuable customers, figuring that out. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I didn't even know that who my most valuable customer was till I did that. So that makes sense. So you can know who to market to and what to do and that form of fashion. But yeah, man, for anything, like I needed it, man. Like I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the support, all the things I learned about my business that I thought I had, I wasn't paying attention to. And it's needed for minorities and things of that nature, because you know sometimes, so that's the one thing that's hard for us to get is the resources or people, you know, to help us in that area. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, Tyron, can you guys just give me a thumbs up? Are we seeing Tyron on a big John Deere tractor? All right, I remember when you came into Scandalaris, you were talking a bit about how you needed a tractor. How new is this tractor, my friend?
So that tractor actually, that's my location in Bell Fountain. So in Bell Fountain. So that's the one that actually that farm property is Bolin Family Farms. He's also African American. He's 27 years old. He got the land, so I'm leasing from him on that property. That's one of my locations. But that's actually the guy that had the property at first. He let us use it, so that's cool.
Right on, that's the way. Let's look at some of this awesome produce you're doing, and then we'll have a chance to take a look at some of the stuff that Brandon's got going on. Okay, so that's some pretty tasty looking lettuce.
Yeah, that's my romaine lettuce. Yeah, that was from my city location down on Maffin on the north side.
That looks really good. I'd rather go buy that than go to Straub's or one of the expensive grocery stores, as you say, in South County. Okay, and then what have we got next here? Whoops. This is Your Better Family Life. Is this passing it on to the kids?
Yeah, so that was 2019. I was teaching communiversity class that Better Family Life was having for young students to come on weekends, and you know we teach them in a different style and a different way that we think that is good for them. So yeah.
That's great. Okay, we'll look at one or two more before we all get too kind of hungry here. You've got is that a melon? Is that a city melon or is that from Bellefontaine?
Yeah, so that's from Bellefontaine. That's actually that was 30 37 pounds. Yeah, that was yeah, that's a Jubilee. That was
And that's
30,
the littler one.
yeah, that's 33. That's a Moon and Stars watermelon. That's my favorite variety that I grow. I grow 7 different varieties. Yeah, that's a Moon and Stars.
All right. Well, that looks like some tasty food. Oh my goodness. And so, Brandon, you're not growing it, but you're serving it up. Do you want to say a little bit about how you got to the WePower Accelerator and what you took from it?
Yes, real quick, Ty, I'm definitely gonna be smoking one of those watermelons this summer.
Oh, for sure.
Talk about that later. Uh, yeah, how did I get connected? It was actually at WePower. I was doing a pop-up at WePower, and Antoine, I believe his last name is Chambers. He works with the WePower team. He was, I'm not sure exactly what the program is that WashU has at Better Family Life, but he was involved with that. He came down to the pop-up, got a crisp burger, took his food, went away, came right back. He was like, "Hey, um, this is for you. This is WePower. Go apply. Trust me. This is for you." So I was like, "Okay." I had no idea what it was, and I was just like, "But did you like the burger?" And he was like, "Yes, definitely, absolutely." So that was how I got connected with WePower. I applied, I interviewed, I competed. It was great. I got in. It was a phenomenal experience. But what Ty just say? Let him know, like, where he thought he was, where he really was. That's like an understatement for me. I knew I had a great idea. I knew I had a okay business plan, or I thought I had an okay business plan. It definitely put things into perspective. It definitely let me know, like, I had a lot of work to do. And it also, I honestly, I went back and forth, like, is this the business that I really want to get into? I know firsthand, like, I've been doing this for, 10 years now, food service. And I was just like, I know how, I know how challenging this can be, but I also know how fun it can be. I also know that, I've got a product that people love. And I also know, this is something that my community needs and something I can succeed at, hopefully pass on to my child. Hire some family members. Right here, you're looking at the guy in the back. That's my cousin Steve. He is not a plant-based eater at all, but he loves the food. This is my guy Shah, just a guy that I just met that summer. He was just down to help. He was like, "Hey, I'm transitioning over to plant-based." He's pretty much he's almost the target market. We have dubbed our target market to be the plant-based curious people. We're not expecting people to everybody to go all the way vegan with Original Family Smokehouse, but what we want people to do is to eat more plant meat. So he was one of those guys, and he was just interested. He came out, took some photos for me too. We throughout this process, I've just had a lot of just honestly just complete strangers, for lack of a better term, just random people just come helping out, knowing what I'm about, knowing what I'm trying to do, and people just want to help out, man. So that's what was going on here in that photo. But as far as WePower, phenomenal experience. Got to meet great people like Heru, like Ty. Got to, get different perspectives from people who look like me, from similar backgrounds as me, from other Black people who are starting their businesses from the ground floor, just like me. And just to be surrounded with that energy, it was a great deal. It was an honor to be like a part of that first cohort with WePower. They were learning a lot just like we were. So to be in that experience with them was phenomenal. So where was I at the start of it? I, as compared to the end, I have a much greater perspective. Definitely had some giants who let me stand on their shoulders. So yeah, I'm just taking those tools and we're just gonna keep going. Yeah, got a lot farther to go. That's what I learned with WePower, and I'm definitely ready to take it there.
So I'm gonna want to ask a few more questions about like how they make a difference and the importance of like entrepreneurship programs to help build the community. But Stuart's asking about where you came up with the family name. And we're here to also celebrate the Black family entrepreneurship. And both of you have young sons who you said are part of the reason why you're in the biz. Can you say something, Brandon, about why original Family Smokehouse?
Family is definitely important to me. Like I came up with this before I even thought about, well, I've always been thinking about having kids, but I always knew that I wanted this to be a part of my family. I wanted this to be something to pass down to whoever my child would be. I knew I wanted to hire people that were either friends or family. Been paying these people to the best of my ability, but I definitely get a lot of help from family and friends with this business. So that's where the family part comes in. As far as original, that's kind of a loaded question. My personal history, I did a lot of searching as far as my ancestry. It's kind of all over the place. A lot of our history has been distorted deliberately. A lot of, and when I say our history, I mean just Black people in America. Where we come from, we get told that, most of our ancestors are from Africa. Most of our ancestors are from here. Yeah, so that being said, I have no idea for sure where all of my ancestors are from, but I definitely know I'm an Aboriginal person. So it suffices me to call myself an original man. So that is where that name came from. Yeah, but that's a whole nother panel in and of itself. So yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right, thank you for sharing. Tyron, I know when we talked to you about some of the ways you wanted to grow your business, you're like, this business is for my son. Thinking about, what it often in startup, it's all about, let's get equity, let's get investors. And that's not the way you want it to go. Can you say a bit about your thoughts on that? And again, how the urban farming business is a family business?
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, my son, man. So of course it's for my son. Like I believe in generational wealth, and I want to start that. And that family is always important to me. And which was more important to my son. And I got a unique situation. And but first and foremost, the meaning of my business is Heru Urban Farming, right? So Heru is my spiritual name. So Heru Dejeti Aleke means the crown triumphs through the strength of a king, right? So I said, hey, we're urban farming because I want to liberate my people through food, right? So that's where that comes from. Now, when we talk about liberation, man, first and foremost, my dad's side of the family is a Lewis family, right? So, and this is some information. I knew we had a businesses. I knew when I was a kid, we had Lewis Snack Shop, and a lot of old people in St. Louis know about Lewis Snack Shop, but that's my people. They was all old when I was born. They all died off, and my dad didn't really talk about that too much. But I found out recently, my dad been passed since 2015, but recently, man, I should highlight this more. The Lewis family was so powerful back here in the 50s. In the 1950s, I didn't know, my Uncle Burdell started the Lewis Snack Shop in 1950s. I didn't even remember that. I was born in 82. So the 50s, that's a big deal, the 50s. And then it stopped in the 90s. Like, how empowering that would have been for me if I knew that when I was a kid. Lewis Snack Shop. Also, my Uncle Burdell in the early 50s. And it was also on Elliott and Madison, by the way. So Elliott and Madison, everybody that's listening, it was on Elliott and Madison. Then my Aunt Will, right down the street, right next door to him, she had High Wheels Cocktail Lounge, right? These Black people in the 50s, right? Then she had a barbershop and salon right behind that, right? Then my Aunt Rose, she had Lewis Barbecue, all on the same street. But I would have felt like, man, like my people is entrepreneurs. I'm like, yeah, so that means something to me. Also, my mom's side of the family, that's where my farming come from, right? So in 1939, my great uncle, Minor Washington, he started all Black co-op down in Paris, Texas, in Lamar County, and they were a co-op to grow tomatoes. In 1952, he won first place for purple hub peas and black eyed peas in Lamar County. in Texas. Is a Negro General exhibition in Red River Valley down in Texas, right? His son, well, him and his son both took first and third in everything almost. Sweet potatoes, white potatoes, cream peas, pumpkins, watermelon, all that. And I'm like, wow, like I know I was born to be an entrepreneur on both sides of my family. So I want to pass that down to my son and my daughters, not just my son. I'm saying my son, but my daughters too. Actually, this summer, my daughter, she's 14, my oldest, she's gonna help me. She in charge of the wash station. She pick no weeds and nothing. So I'm gonna have her some just wash it down. But I think just a motivation. We did come from something. Especially I'm loving, like, I know Black History Month just is 1 month, but all the inventions we came up with and they stole or say somebody else made it up, and we gotta search and find that out. Like, that, man, you think that don't matter, but subconsciously that matters, just like it matters if someone call you ugly every day. You might not think you're ugly, but subconsciously you're gonna think that somebody keep calling you that. So I think just motivational wise and just encouragement, empowerment, all those adjectives that I can't think of right now, all the reason why I want to do this for my family and my kids, especially knowing what I know now. Man, that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you, Tyron. I think you're getting a lot of comments about how inspirational this all is, and you're taking a lot of people back, remembering your family's shops. Let's get into that a bit more in terms of the community. We have people who are joining us who are part of helping create entrepreneurial ecosystem here in the city. People here from Cortex, people here from the Scandalera Center. Me as someone who's trying to teach about social entrepreneurship and working as an advisor with the awesome WePower team. What would you guys like to see in order to have even more entrepreneurs? What do you think some of the barriers are for other people coming out of the Black community to be able to follow their dream and their family tradition like the two of you have been able to? Maybe Brandon, if I can ask you about that. You're a food entrepreneur, came in with a lot of hustle and some great recipes. What do we need to do to help encourage more entrepreneurship in the Black community? Or how do we have to get out of the way?
Also a great question. But to help, I would say for anybody, representation definitely matters. It's one reason, like, I'm not big on being in front of camera, but I know I want other young Black men to see someone who looks like them, who is from a background like they are, succeeding. I feel like a lot of the reason not enough of us have imagination. We don't have those examples to even imagine certain types of success. So representation definitely matters. So for me, Tyron, to be two Black men doing what we do, that's huge. What can other groups do? Like, we need more WePowers. We need organizations like WePower to have more funding because one of the things that blew me away when I went to apply for WePower was how vocal they were about saying, we are here for Black and Latinx businesses. When I get so much flack for saying I'm a Black owned business. Let me not say so much. People, you can get a lot of stuff for saying that you're a Black owned business. People can call you racist for feeling the need to say that you're Black owned. Let's be clear. Black people do not keep their dollar circulating within their own communities enough. Other communities do. Other communities don't need to, let me not make a statement of absolution or a general term. A lot of other communities don't need to say, hey, come do business with me because I look like you, because I come from the same country you do, the same ethnic background, the same religious background. They don't need to shout that. It just happens. It's weird, honestly, that Black people don't immediately want to do business with other Black people. So we have to be loud about it. We have to be very vocal about it for that reason. And so to support organizations like WePower, who are very loud and vocal about it is very important because we need to normalize that conversation. Yeah, simple as that.
Appreciate that. Tyrion, are you having some audio, Tyran, are you having some audio problems? Are you good? Can you hear us okay? Okay, maybe Cynthia, if you can reach out to Tyran and help him with his Zoom. And Brandon, maybe you can tell us a bit about what some of the next steps are. So it's like wintertime, so I guess curbside got shut down. But what are some of the ways that that you're planning on growing your business into 2021?
Not sure if you have the picture of the trailer. I just literally
let me put that up. Let me find that here.
Mm-hmm. That is so we just got a trailer. Definitely it's just an empty shell. It's definitely gonna make mobility for the pop-ups a heck of a lot easier. Yeah, that was literally this morning. It's cold out. That was, I got that trailer with a grant from a friend, a guy I went to middle school with. He's just been watching. I actually did the food for his wedding reception. He wanted to, never mind, forget that last part. A friend from middle school who wants to remain nameless. So I hope nobody was, anyway. Blessed me with a small loan. We went, got that. Gonna be doing some stuff to outfit it and get it ready to serve. It's ready to go right now because like we served, as you saw in the previous picture, we served with just a tent, the smoker and the grill. So, it's gonna make it that much easier for us to get around. Fingers crossed, I'm in negotiations right now with Tech Artista. This is gonna be one of their first operations dealing with the food service situation. So I just got an email from Chris this morning. They're getting a few ducks in a row and hopefully we're gonna be signing a contract and then I will be serving from their location on Taylor in the Grove, which is right up the street from the new location for the Golden Grocer. So if things don't go through with that situation, we're definitely gonna be popping up. We'll definitely be back to Better Family Life. One of the and also just want to say big thanks if anybody's from Better Family Life is in the chat right now. Love the organization. They've been huge as far as supporting the food. Everybody loves the food there, so that makes it easy. Definitely we will be back popping up at Better Family Life for sure this spring. We definitely want to be popping up on Cherokee. I can guarantee you're going to catch us at Love Bank Park on Cherokee Street for sure this summer. We've done a few events there. So the trailer is just going to make it that much easier for us to get around more frequently. We want for our Friday and Saturday consistent location to be at Tech Artista. Right. A lot of things are in the works right now with all of this stuff. So just stay tuned, everybody. Definitely hit the website, originalfamilysmokehouse.com. You can follow us, search for us on Facebook and on Instagram. The Instagram is at OFSH2017. We started this in 2017. I'll make sure to put all of that in the chat as well. Also, if you want to get us up and running with this trailer a lot faster, I'll also put the GoFundMe link in the chat. Just need a few small things. Just need a window.
Just a few small things. People are going nuts about this. Oh, Brandon, people are going nuts about your burger. I'm trying to drop in some of these links for you too. Can you tell us first of all, what is this burger that we've got up on the screen, and tell us a little bit about how awesome it is?
Okay, again, let me start by saying, again, the mission of Original Family Smokehouse is to change the perspective of plant-based eating for my community, particularly my immediate community. So my name is not Chris. A lot of people think I'm Chris. Chris is my good friend of mine from high school. Is my brother, is like more than just a friend, is family. Chris is a boring eater. You know, when he was my roommate after high school for about a year. We went out to eat on a double date, a kind of fancy-ish restaurant at the time. It was Hula Hands. Um, so we were young, so I was like, yeah, we're at Hula Hands. He gets a burger. A burger. I'm like, dude, like you always get burgers. So I told him when, like, even back then, I knew that I loved to cook. One day I'm gonna be, one day I'm gonna have a restaurant. I'm gonna name my basic burger after you. I'm gonna call it the Chris. So that's why the Chris Burger is called the Chris Burger. That is a smoked Beyond meat. We love Beyond products, sponsors. It's my favorite. I try not to eat too many processed foods, but when I just want to go back, I used to love beef. Whenever I just want a burger, I go for a Beyond Burger. So we definitely had to utilize that product on the menu. It's something
Awesome.
that is super easy for a customer who is plant-based curious. That's our target market. So yeah, it's definitely a great transition plant-based food.
So we've got some other insanely tasty looking stuff that I'd like you to quickly say what it is. And Tyron's back on, and we want to hear about his new business venture that we can all participate in.
I
But
know
let's just tell us about this sauce, man. Tell us about this. What is this with the sauce and the salad?
it's a vegan remoulade. A lot of another thing that we want our customers and people to understand in general, it's not hard to do this. Everything that is on our menu, we make it simple so that people can make these meals in their homes. The one that we were looking at with the Creole remoulade on it, that was a jab cake, JAAB. It's a mock crab cake. We use jackfruit. Ty knows, you had one, loves it. That's just a straight up remoulade. You know, I make it like I used to. I was definitely classically trained. I just make it without eggs. You know, so we use aquafaba. It's the water that's left over from when you cook garbanzo beans as a binder. You just blend it up fast enough. Definitely when we get into higher production, I'm definitely gonna be using. I've sourced a good vegan mayonnaise, soy-free, gluten-free, all that, you know. So, but yeah, it's just remoulade. I like to keep it real simple.
All right. So I understand that you're not cooking yet. Are you doing any catering though, Brandon? You got a lot of hungry people here wondering if they can get anything, or do we have to wait till Tech Artistas got you hooked up in the Grove?
When we get started back, I want to stay focused on refining the process for the trailer, because when we start back this spring, we're only going to be going 2 days a week. I definitely need to work out my schedule, my life schedule, before I get back to going full steam ahead 5 days a week. So I definitely want to make sure the processes are refined and I have everything in order. Make sure that everything is in line with the HAZCAP. Make sure that we have every permit that we need for the city. I love you, St. Louis City. Um,
Really?
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Um, yeah, so I definitely want to make sure I've got all my T's crossed, I's dotted. So starting off by 314 day, we are for sure going to be doing Fridays and Saturdays consistently. Um, as far as caterings, caterings have been I learned a lot about caterings with WePower. So
Yeah.
I want to keep a very solid, consistent menus just to have, I want it to be, we're going to have it lined up on the website. It's something that we're working on right now. Yeah. But we
Okay.
definitely going to be back to catering with the trailer because we want to be pulling up at weddings, love weddings, want to be pulling up at weddings, want to be pulling up at family reunions. COVID safe, 6 feet. Yeah, we'll be back at it very soon.
Right on. So, Tyron, I was saying that the first time I met you was at Scandalaris at an idea bounce. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out. I just dropped it in the chat. Our friend Jessica's on the call if you want to direct chat with her. Scandalaris is going to be doing another idea bounce on the 17th of February. It's open to everybody. Come test your idea. These young fathers were talking about how they came in thinking they had a business plan and they got all sorts of great help. And we're really happy here at the university to be helping get awesome people and then handing them off to more intensive programs like WePower. You guys are also talking about the importance of better family life. Assistant Dean Cynthia Williams and I are both on the outreach committee for the school, and Better Families Life's been a long time partner of the Brown School. Can you say something, Ty, about what your partnership is like with the community there, and about the importance of kind of sharing skills and teaching over at Better Family Life?
Yeah, it was very important. That was a one-time class what I did with them. That was in 2019, but I enjoyed the opportunity to do that. I believe they still doing community. It's just I'm not teaching with it no more just because of my schedule. But it was a great opportunity. Basically, it was an opportunity for young Black youth to come, and I'm a botanist. You know, I didn't go to school to be a scientist. That's what I am. I mean, I work with plants, and that's what I do. And I create tinctures and do things of that nature. So I believe I'm a botanist. So when I talk to them, I tell them about the importance of growing food, the origin of where it's from, how to prepare it, why it's important, what type of nutritional value you get from that. Basically they came over to one of my locations in the city as well, and they worked hands-on with that too. So yeah, it was a good experience, and just to see them engaging and everything.
Right on. So we were hearing from Brandon about how he and his trailer are going to be setting up, and people are going to be able to get some of this awesome food and can like chip in a little bit to the GoFundMe if they want to see that trailer rolling faster. You've also got an opportunity for people to support your business and also get some delicious food delivered right to their doorstep. Can you say something about that?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm glad you said delivery. When we get started, we definitely want to be doing deliveries. We're probably not going to go with, the DoorDashes, the Grubhubs. We're going to keep it local. Like I said, I love to hire family. I'm going to be having my sister, who's had the great experience with Jimmy John's. We're definitely not going to be as freaky fast as them. Delivery will be available. I'm going to say definitely by this summer. We're probably only going to be doing 1 an hour. I don't want to overwhelm myself. But as far as pop-ups goes, the best way to order is always going to be the website. We are definitely trying to move to be cashless. Just want to keep it safe there. People love to order online anyway. It's a better experience for my customers. So the website is originalfamilysmokehouse.com. originalfamilysmokehouse.com. When we get back up and running, definitely order through the website. Stay tuned. I definitely took a heavy social media break over this winter. I run my social media account, so just for just a lot of distraction-free reasons, wanted to take a social media break. But you can follow us at OFSH2017. That's OFSH 2017 on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. So Brandon, people are also asking for you to put your GoFundMe in the chat. I'm not sure if we're allowed, but we're going to do it anyway. So just drop that in the chat. And then Tyron, I want to hear about your CSA offer. What would people get in a box? What does it cost? How do we let some of these people in on it early by being able to just email you and be able to sign up for something like that? So give us the awesome veggie pitch, please.
Cool. So veggie pitch. All right, I got you. So I'm doing CSAs this year. I started it last year. It's a 12-week CSAs. I got 2 of them in rotation. The first one will start in May. It will go on sale in March. My email it should be in the chat, but you can sign up with me on March 1st via my website, which is heruurbanfarming.com. But before then, you can send me an email at heruurbanfarming@gmail.com, or on Instagram, which is heruurbanfarming as well. And with the CSAs, like I say, the first one is it's a 12-week. So the first one will be spring and summer crops, and the second will be you get the end of the summer and the fall crops. And in the CSA, I'm growing 6 different varieties of lettuces. I got okra. I got about 4 varieties of cucumbers. 5 different varieties of tomatoes, I got watermelon, but the watermelon is gonna be ready for the second half of it. But for the first half, I got that. I got spinach. I got bok choy. I got different medicinal herbs as well, like sage, 5 different varieties of basil, calendula, toothache plant, echinacea. I'm also gonna be having tinctures as well, medicinal tinctures that you can use. I'm adding that to my to my shopping or whatever, to my website as well. What else I can think of? Cabbage, collards, kale, radishes, beets.
This sounds awesome. Where
Yeah.
would people pick this up? I think we need to make some sales here, my friend. Let's close on a few people. Where would they have to come get it from?
Okay, so last year I did deliveries, and I had 30. I had like 30 deliveries last year. So I'm only gonna put deliveries just for the elderly or people don't have transportation. That's it. You can pick it up. It'd be 2 different locations. You can pick it up in North County or in the city. My North County location would be at Florissant, which is Confluence Farms. That's that location. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, every 5 CSAs I sell, I'm gonna donate to a family in need, just like I did last year. Last year I was able to feed 10 families. So they got a CSA for the whole year. They got a full CSA, not just a 12-week for the whole summer. So that's something I'm proud to do. So every 5 I sell, one family will get a CSA order.
Okay, but Ty, let's hook these people up. So where would they drive to? They go to Florissant and what?
Okay. So up there in Confluence, that's out there on Shackleford and Weehawk. That's out there. And
Cynthia, can I ask you to help type in for me where people would know, so they know where they'd pick it up, and then or if you want to drop it in, Ty.
I'll drop it in.
Okay. But from what I understand, it's for 12 weeks, you get a fresh box of either spring and summer vegetables, or if you do the later one, summer and fall vegetables, for only $500. And then also knowing that after having 5 of these subscriptions, you're also helping a family who needs it but who can't pay. So it's like awesome for you and your family to have all this fresh food and to be supporting community agriculture, and then also just to be, passing it on to other people. Yeah, so this is a great offer. So just say one more time where people can pick it up, and then they can get in touch with you on the website. And I'm hoping that these men came to celebrate Black History Month with us today in our webinar, talk about entrepreneurship in our city. But I hope many of you who are excited about having healthy food and looking forward to green things again will reach out to Tyran and book yourself one of these boxes. So that really sounds kind of awesome. We have some other questions coming up about volunteering. I guess that's also about writing you at your website, Tyran. What sort of opportunities do you have for volunteers?
Oh yeah, so I do got a volunteer list that I go to frequently, especially to get warm. So yeah, I always need volunteers. That's cool. Basically, when you volunteering, you can pick from either you can pick weeds, you can harvest, you can wash the product, whatever. But you can also reach out to my website for that as well. I did put it in the chat, and yeah, expecting me to be sending you an email and giving you a phone call.
Yeah, so that's what these open classroom opportunities are about, and the work that Assistant Dean Williams is doing around community outreach from the Brown School. So we really want to be celebrating people's stories and showing what we can do as a community. You guys are getting some shout outs just about the importance of mentorship and black men taking on these different roles. How do you guys see yourselves as, again, sort of building community as yet now as sort of small business owners? Why is that important for St. Louis to have more people doing what you're doing?
Oh, well, it's definitely important. I mean, you can't build community without a foundation, and with a foundation, that means you need some income flowing in, right? And something to sustain you. So I think entrepreneurship and build community is important, because you want to go back to having those Black businesses, those small businesses in your neighborhood that build you up, and like I say, that not only do it help your community economically, but with your confidence, with motivation, all that, violence, all that, I think all ties together. We all know that. So yeah, it's highly important. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Brandon?
Absolutely. Everything Ty just said, representation, seeing, it's, uh, it's ugly stuff that goes on in St. Louis, and it's, too many of my little brothers who look like me are doing ugly things because that's all they see, men who look like them, not doing right. So it's like just us being who we are, creating businesses. I definitely want to hire people from, like, I live on the south side in the Cherokee Street neighborhood. Definitely want to hire people from my neighborhood. One, because I want to be able to walk to work easily. And also definitely because I'm from a neighborhood like this on the north side. So representation matters, being able to provide for your family, being able to, have access to healthier foods in your communities. I love the phrase that Tyrean coined, Black apartheid, because it's not an accident. And for those of us who know that, a lot of these challenges are put in our way deliberately, I'm not about to just sit up and, keep complaining without taking action. We have to be that change. That's what Ty's doing. He saw a need for farms. He put them right in the middle of the hood, the neighborhoods that need them the most. You know, all I have in my neighborhood, my cousin called, the cousin that we saw earlier, he calls it trap food. The kind of food that's put in a, you get the fried fish chicken spots, it's like, it's killing us. The fork kills Black people faster than guns by far. The number one killer in this country has always been heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
What we're eating. Black people need to eat better. It's as simple as that. So it's like, don't complain, do something, and make sure that, the right people, the next generation, make sure that they see.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be seen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure all of the public health students here at the Brown School are putting their hands up for that, because it's often all of this sort of crazy violence that people pay attention to, while there's a much more of a, silent killers and diabetes and health disease in our communities, which are ruining quality of life as well. All right, so we've got different sort of shouts out and questions. People are asking about collaborations. I know you guys have got a few things cooking, and also that Tyran, that you're reaching out to other herbalists and so on. Can you maybe, Tyran, to start, and then Brandon chip back in terms of like how you guys are building a community of entrepreneurs, how the two of you are working together? And what other sort of entrepreneurs you'd love to partner up with, or maybe maybe that first. Talk a little bit about building a community of entrepreneurs.
Oh yeah.
As far as collaborating, like, I wasn't kidding. Like, I'm definitely smoking a watermelon this summer. Sounds crazy. You could smoke watermelons. They take on the texture of like sort of like a ham, or like you could slice them up, use them like sushi. So that's one way we're going to be collaborating. I wasn't kidding. Um, uh, Everybody in the WePower cohort has definitely enjoyed the food. Big sister Christina of Apiary in the Park, I just gave her a connection yesterday of a friend of mine who does architectural design for Apiary in the Park, which is in Hyde Park. So, just building that network, I've definitely bartered with LC from Butter Love, gave her a jackfruit sandwich for some of her products. Definitely check out everybody else who's in the WePower cohort. So yeah, just doing business with other small Black businesses is too important. One of the products that we have on the menu, Black Brew Tea, small Black-owned business, they also sell their teas at Sweet Art. Just keeping the money circulating within our communities.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not racist. It's just smart. Yeah. Do business with people who look like you, who live near you.
Yes, sir.
There you go. So Tyron, can you talk a bit about, again, some of the other herbalists and others who you're inviting to take part and how you're helping build a community of Black businesses?
Oh yeah. So well, first and foremost, we got in Windsor Park on February 27th. We feeding the homeless over there by the park in that community. And Heru Urban Foreman is teaming up with the IBFA with his International Black Alliance, Freedom Alliance. I'm sorry, International Black Freedom Alliance, and also we're gonna go over there. Also, we're gonna do some future some stuff like books and breakfast and things like that that's coming up when they get warm. Also, I came up with a curriculum, and I collaborate with ABC Consulting. It's a Black-owned consulting group that write curriculum. We came up with a curriculum so we can pitch to the schools and things of that nature, and we can get these programs rolling with that. That'll teach not only the importance of growing and all that stuff about farming, but also some entrepreneurship as well, because I want to set up things that we can have them, we can get them a lot and they can grow and they can sell it for themselves. So that's something I'm working on as well. And I'm always open to collaborate. I'm always open to that. Always open to do some outreach and things of that nature. I'm gonna we're gonna clean up these alleys too, and when it get warm, over here on the north side too, on a couple of blocks where my city garden is located at. So yeah, I'm always trying to collaborate. I mean, that's how you make everything. It's less work for you. I mean, more collaboration, the more hands on deck, the better something to get done and the more efficient. So in my opinion, you got everybody on the same page.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for coming in and helping us celebrate Black History Month with these awesome stories about building community and building Black family businesses. I just want to encourage everybody who's inspired by some of this to reach out to the WEPOWER Elevate Elevar Accelerator to hear about opportunities to volunteer and work with them, or our own Scandalaris Center here at Worcester. Or reach out to me if you're interested in social entrepreneurial projects. We really want to just kind of keep it moving and growing and make use of all of the assets we have here in St. Louis to create a more vibrant community of entrepreneurs and to keep building on community health. So before we close out, I'd like the opportunity for kind of a short statement. Janet's keeping time here, so maybe kind of a minute each, but just some sort of last thought, Brandon, from you, and then Tyron, if you can take us out. So Brandon.
First off, thanks to everybody who's here. If you want to keep up with what Original Family Smokehouse is doing, again, follow us on the social media at OFSH2017. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at originalfamilysmokehouse@gmail.com. When we're back serving, definitely hit up the website, originalfamilysmokehouse.com. And again, if you want to see us get up and running a lot faster, I'll put the GoFundMe link for our trailer in the chat again, along with all my other information. Thanks to everybody for coming through. Support Black business.
Right on. Thank you. Tyron?
Oh yeah. First and foremost, say thank you for having me as well. Shout out to Warshu and Scandalaris and everybody else that's involved. Heru Urban Foreman. That's my name on all social media handles, a website as well. Like I said, I got CSAs coming up. I'm launching that in March. That's gonna start in May, 12 weeks, $500, 12 weeks, every 5 sold. I donate to a family in need. Any type of collaborations, just email me, heruurbanforeman@gmail.com. Just to let you know, I know this is Black History Month, but we make Black history every day. Just letting everybody know that. I'm glad it's getting highlighted though. It's getting attention, but and you might be Black history, all Black history. I mean, to overlook the Black history that's happening right next to you. Give people their flowers while they're here. Yeah.
That's right. Black history and Black future. So thank you all for joining us here at the Brown School Open Classroom. And join me again in thanking Brandon and Tyron for sharing their awesome products and their awesome businesses, and check them out. I know I'm going to order myself a CSA box, and as soon as I'm back in the city, I'm going to be eating vegan hamburgers until there's no tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of Black History Month, and that's us for Open Classroom from Brown. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace, everybody.